Cardano's ecosystem continues to push forward with brand new wallet upgrades, the launch of brand new tokens, as well as governance taking place on multiple platforms. We've also got brand new NFT marketplaces on the rise. And as a part of today's video, I want to break all of this down. What's up, Beta Nation? Welcome to Dapp Central, your home for everything blockchain and crypto. I'm your host here for Reed. As a part of today's video, we're diving into the latest Cardano ecosystem updates. First and foremost, I want to talk about Lace, which has just released version 1.9, bringing along multi-wallet support as well as multi-account support. Following that, I want to talk about Minswap and the adoption of USDM, the fiat-backed stablecoin, released about a week and a half ago by the Mehen team. Now, there's an ongoing vote as a part of their DAO to bring in more liquidity supporting this platform. Third, I want to talk a little bit about Metera, who has just released an updated version of their roadmap, followed by a brief update when it comes to SmartPlaces. Their LBE in collaboration with Minswap is taking place in no more than 3 days. And then after that, I want to highlight the Orcfax Validator licenses, as well as Iagon in a brand new centralized exchange listing, followed by updates when it comes to Levvy and their NFT marketplace. In closing, I want to talk about JamOnBread, an up-and-coming NFT marketplace who has just revamped their entire platform. And then I want to close out by highlighting the Cardano ring being developed and marketed by Kaizen Crypto. If it's your first time stopping by Dapp Central, my goal is to provide you in the growing Cardano ecosystem with all of the latest news when it comes to everything going on in the market. If you appreciate content like this, I would appreciate you if you could smash that thumbs up. If it's your first time stopping by, consider subscribing for more content. And last but not least, if you want to support the channel, consider delegating with the official Dapp Central stake pool, which is stake pool ticker DAPP. Right now, we are an ongoing ISPO partner for Sarah as well as Metera, meaning that if you delegate to the stake pool, not only do you earn your traditional ADA rewards, you'll also be earning the Sarah utility token as well as the Metera utility token. I've mentioned this in videos past. I'll leave them linked down below, but the Metera will be claimable, whereas the Sarah will be automatically airdropped after the conclusion of each of those ISPOs. Moving straight into the first topic for today's video, I want to talk about the Lace wallet. This is being developed by IOG in tandem with the Nami wallet. Now with Lace, we have version 1.9, which has just come out, confirming support for multiple accounts and multiple wallets. Now, dealing with the first topic, multiple accounts, it states, Lace's shiny new wallet account setup lets you use a single recovery phrase to generate multiple addresses or accounts within a single wallet. This is essentially taking advantage of Cardano's extended UTXO model, where you can have a single wallet, but depending on transactions that have been made with that wallet, there may be unspent transactions or unspent UTXOs with that particular wallet. So what that basically allows for you to do is select exactly which UTXO you want to interact with, which you don't typically get with wallets, for example, like Nami. That allows for you to deal with just a single address, but this brings a little bit more flexibility when it comes to determining how you want your ADA to be spent and which UTXO you want that to be drawn from. Next, we've got multiple wallet support, where it states that the Lace team is now giving you, right, the option to have multiple wallets in Lace, each with their own set of keys and recovery phrases. If you use another wallet, for example, like NuFi, you can actually plug in multiple seed phrases and jump in and out of those wallets relatively quickly. And this has been a feature really sort of honed in on by the community. Again, it makes this simple. You don't have to sign out and then sign in multiple times. For example, like the Nami wallet, that's one of the drawbacks with them, is that you can only have one seed phrase available with the extension at any single time. With this brand new Lace update, you'll be able to plug in multiple seed phrases and then jump in and out of those separate wallets as you wish, in addition to having the multiple account support that I just mentioned above. So if you guys have not already checked out Lace, make sure to do so. I've highlighted their multi-delegation feature and so much more on this channel in times past. I think the very last thing that people are really going to be waiting on when it comes to Lace now, that we have the majority of the features that we come to expect, is a mobile version of this wallet. We've seen Vesper go from mobile now coming back into web. And I just highlighted the Tokyo wallet, which is really going to be focusing on their mobile presence. I think it's an area that is still ripe for the taking when it comes to market share. Again, with the really big competitor right now in dominance, right, being the Vesper wallet. So let me know what you guys think down below. Again, I'm excited to get these updates directly from the Lace team, and I'll be reaching out to Rudy, who is one of the core leads of Lace, to get him on the channel to talk about the future direction of that wallet. Next, I want to talk about Minswap. And so a couple of weeks back, I highlighted the launch of USDM, the fiat-backed stablecoin, and the fact that there was a off-chain temperature check to go ahead and ask the community as to whether or not they wanted to seed liquidity for an ADA/USDM liquidity pool using the Minswap funds or the Minswap DAO treasury. We've now got an on-chain vote taking place where we're now asking, or where the Minswap team is asking the Cardano community who holds the Mint token as to how they want to proceed. So I want to quickly touch on these three options and then give you guys a brief update surrounding USDM, where it states this proposal advocates for the Minswap DAO to utilize its treasury funds to mint USDM, the first ever one-to-one fiat-backed stablecoin here on Cardano. Now, this proposal has several benefits, such as bringing the biggest liquidity pool directly to Minswap. Now, there are risks as well, which include solvency and peg stability, as well as low liquidity. Scrolling down, we've got the three options. Option number one is to mint up to 40K USDM and pair that with an equivalent value of ADA from the Minswap DAO treasury. Option number two is to mint 20K USDM and to pair that with an equivalent amount of ADA as well, and then putting that directly on the Minswap DEX. Last and third is to not proceed or to not participate in providing any liquidity towards USDM. Again, I think this is a no-brainer, especially given the temp check. So as it stands right now, we do have option number one in the clear lead with 84% of the votes, option number two with 15% of the votes, and then option number three with less than 1/3%. So I don't think that there's any issues. We will be seeing more USDM coming specifically into Minswap, probably bringing a lot more attention, a lot more eyeballs there, but then making this actual token that much more liquid. Now, we do have to meet a minimum quorum, so make sure to go ahead and vote if you hold the Minswap token. That quorum is a total of 90 million tokens being used to vote. As it stands right now, we're about 1/3 of the way there with 28 million tokens already being used to vote. And this kicked off here on the 3rd of April, and it'll be closing on the 10th of April. So there's over 7 days or a week left to vote. If you haven't already done so, make sure to jump in there and have your voice heard. Next, we've got C3, where we can view exactly how much USDM has already been minted. As it stands, we've got an update that just took place yesterday around 6 o'clock in the afternoon, and we currently have 162,000 of the USDM currently in the reserves. Keep in mind that we don't have retail minting online just yet, and the team has teased out some potential cross-chain interoperability. I'll be breaking some of that news once they've made that official, but I think that this is still early and that we really haven't seen the majority of the people that want to mint get access to be able to mint. So liquidity is low. I'll give you guys that here, but let's be patient and let's give them the opportunity to at least get the retail side of things rolling before we have any conclusions around the actual total amount of liquidity that something like USDM could bring in. And of course, again, keep in mind that Minswap will potentially be adding an additional $40,000 worth of USDM into this in the next couple of days. That will wrap it up for updates surrounding Lace and Minswap. Third, we've got a brief update surrounding the Metera protocol. If you aren't familiar with Metera, they're allowing for members in the Cardano community to tokenize and invest in funds. And we now have an update when it comes to their roadmap. So as a part of Q2, which just kicked off, right, as a part of the month of April, we've got the private testnet launch, we've got their public testnet launch, and we have the conclusion of their ISPO. In Q3, we have their token launch, right? So after the ISPO, they'll be distributing their tokens and having their token generation event. And then we're also expecting for their main net launch. So Q3 looking to be a big quarter for the Metera team. And in closing, I am a partner pool, which I've mentioned this before, for the Metera ISPO. You can delegate to the Dapp Central Stake Pool, which is stake pool ticker DAPP. There's, I believe, around 15 to 16 epochs remaining for you to earn your traditional ADA rewards, the Metera token, and the Sarah token. That will do it there for updates surrounding that. Next, we've got a brief update surrounding SmartPlaces. They're a SocialFi platform utilizing augmented reality and AI in the Cardano ecosystem. I just sat down with Bjorn, their co-founder, about a week and a half ago. Check out that video if you guys want to find out more about SmartPlaces. As it stands, we are expecting an upcoming live stream, and that'll be done with Patrick, Jamie, and Phil from the NMaker team. And we're going to see Gianluca as well as Bjorn tuning in to spread the gospel around their upcoming SPX sale and exactly what SmartPlaces has to offer. Now, tomorrow, I'll be sitting down with Dan Gambardello or CCV, Crypto Capital Venture, to do a live stream as well as a Twitter space to highlight everything going on with the SmartPlaces platform. If you guys want to find out more, again, check out my interview with Bjorn. But we have a token overview here, right? So their token ticker will be SPX. There's going to be a total of 30 billion tokens. This will be taking place, their LBE, on Minswap on the 4th of April of 2024, kicking off at 3 a.m. UTC, with the minimum amount that they're aiming to raise at around 2.8 million ADA, and the maximum currently set at about 7.5 million ADA. Now, ADA right now is trading at a price point of about 58 to 59 cents, which brings those amounts to just a couple of million when it comes to fundraising. So I think it's definitely doable. And we've seen the Fluid Tokens team selling out with very similar amounts in just about 24 hours. In terms of the token utility, it'll provide you access to the platform. It also allows for you to earn rewards and view status functions, as well as the ability to stake and have your voice be heard when it comes to governance. Again, we've got the tokenomics breakdown there on the left-hand side. For the sake of time, I'll let you guys read that there on your own. Next, we've got a brief update surrounding Orcfax. But before I jump into that, if you are enjoying updates like these, I would appreciate you if you could smash that thumbs up. If it's your first time stopping by and you want more content like this, breaking down everything going on in Cardano, consider subscribing. And last but not least, if you have any questions for me surrounding anything we've talked about, then leave a comment down below. Again, if you want to support the channel, consider delegating with the official Dapp Central Stake pool. So when it comes to Orcfax, we have their validator license. I sat down with Peter, their founder, not too long ago again, to talk about their incentivized testnet, their validator licenses, how they plan on providing support for Cardano native tokens, and so much more. Please check that out. But as it stands right now, we are in the second phase here of the validator sale. So number one was to reserve your Orcfax validator. That timeline has officially closed. We're now at the part, where we're purchasing and minting our validator licenses, followed by the ITN or the incentivized testnet, and then the actual participation and claiming of the FACT tokens from the ITN. So this is incentivized in the sense that you will earn the FACT token by participating in this ITN as a validator. Now, there's only 100 validator licenses currently available, and each one of them will cost 100,000 of the FACT token. In addition, when you begin to operate, you do have to deposit at least 500,000 FACT, which will be sent to the validator smart contract. This is to make sure that there is no incentive for bad actors to run a node. Again, if there is no deposit, you can imagine that people would quickly come into the ecosystem and they would not be punished for putting out bad data, which obviously has a bad impact on the reputation of Orcfax themselves. Now, scrolling down, it breaks down the fact that the minting window will begin for whitelisted participants who've already made reservations on April 15th at 1800 UTC, and it'll close on April 18th, so 3 days at 1800 UTC. Now, there will be a open portion for anybody who did not get to reserve already, and that will begin as a part of the public mint on April 19th at 1800 UTC, and that will close when all 100 NFTs have been sold. So a brief update there again when it comes to Orcfax, and I wish everybody the best. And I will leave the link to that particular article down below if you guys want to find out more about what they've got going on. The next project I want to talk about is Iagon. They've got a really nice centralized exchange listing coming out with BitGet. So they've now got the IAG/USDT pair, which is now alive. We've seen so many of these here. I just highlighted the Butane team, which just got a listing on MEXC. I've talked about Axo, which has got a listing on MEXC as well. And we also even saw the Cornucopias team getting listings on MEXC as well as BitTrue. So it is listing season. Seems like a lot of projects have gone out of their way to go ahead and make some of these listings, understanding that this brings credibility, liquidity, and more transaction volume to those Cardano native assets. I believe we're expecting Indigo to make a pretty big exchange listing here as well. And so I'll be keeping an eye out for that in the coming days. The next thing I want to quickly jump into is the Levvy protocol. So Levvy is a lending and borrowing platform built on Cardano by the Ape Society team. They've got a marketplace for lending and borrowing when it comes to NFTs. They've also got a marketplace dedicated specifically for Cardano fungible tokens or for Cardano tokens. Now, in addition, they've launched their own marketplace, which is now in beta, which allows for you to quickly list or purchase your NFT. So something very similar to JPEG.store, Plutus.art, JamOnBread, etc. We're really seeing a huge uptick, right? Including even WayUp.io when it comes to marketplaces for NFTs. Now, we haven't seen trading volume for NFTs kind of spike up like they had about 2.5 years ago when the craze around metaverses was really going on. But I do think that towards the end of the bull market, when a lot of people are in profit, that we may see this particular part of the ecosystem beginning to thrive again. So I think Levvy will be very well positioned for when that time comes. Jumping to the actual platform, we've got the NFTs here. Again, you can see some of these NFTs that are currently listed. And if you jump into the market here, we can actually see a part of the feed here, what was actually recently sold. And then again, if you want to go ahead and place an offer or make a purchase for a particular NFT. So really happy to see this team making this the one-stop shop when it comes to everything NFT and everything DeFi. The next platform I want to talk a little bit more about is called JamOnBread. So keeping up here with the theme of marketplaces, if I jump back in here, we've got JamOnBread.io, which has just released a slew of features, right? Bringing more simplicity and more options for their platform. So we've got a really nice intro here, kind of breaking down what they've brought along. And I'm going to quickly just jump over into their website here to quickly highlight some of those key features. So the platform is available at JamOnBread.io. Again, we've got this brand new update here that was just released on the 2nd of April. We've also got an on-chain affiliate program, which is now live, followed by upgrades, right, when it comes to mobile devices, making the experience a lot more fluid, followed by a brand new revenue sharing smart contract, which allows for people who are participating on the JamOnBread platform to actually earn from sales and purchases taking place on the platform. We've got a marketplace aggregation feature, which also takes a look at some of the top marketplaces in order to provide listings on JamOnBread that may actually be for assets listed on other platforms. So think of this sort of as a Dex Hunter approach towards marketplaces for NFTs. And we've also seen WayUp.io take a very similar turn when it comes to being an aggregator for NFTs. Next, we've got market stats, which have been added on the 2nd of April, followed by a UI and UX performance upgrade, as well as being able to view exactly what is trending. So really big list of updates that are coming in from the JamOnBread team. And in closing of today's video, I want to quickly touch on the Cardano ring being produced by Kaizen Crypto. So Kaizen or Pratesh, fellow content creator here, make sure to check out his channel. He's gone ahead and created, I believe it's going to be an initial set of about 10 of these luxury Cardano rings. So as you can see there, it's made out of sapphire. It's in very close comparison to the Cardano logo. Really, really interesting to see here. And I want to also highlight the fact that Charles actually commented that he should be partnering up with the Tangent team. If you're not familiar with Tangent, they're a hardware wallet provider. So they've got cards in terms of hardware wallets, but they also introduced the Tangent ring, which has the ability to basically function just like a hardware wallet, but it's a ring that you can actually wear around your finger. This was deployed and marketed to the markets back in Dubai at the Cardano Summit. And I think they're going to be bringing this out to the masses very soon. So to have some of that technology built into this luxury asset would be a win-win. Not only would it be stylish, but you could actually also have assets be verified or transactions be verified and signed by actually using your ring. One thing about the Tangent ring is that it uses NFC, meaning that it doesn't necessarily have to be charged. And it's really lightweight. And again, it's always with you as a ring, to where it's really hard for anybody to take advantage of it or to take it away from you. That will do it here for today's Cardano Scoop, touching on Lace, Minswap, Metera, SmartPlaces, Orcfax, Iagon, Levvy, JamOnBread, and the Cardano ring coming out by Kaizen Crypto. If you enjoyed today's video or you just learned anything along the way, I would really appreciate you if you could smash that thumbs up. If it's your first time stopping by the channel and you want more content like this breaking down everything going on in Cardano, consider subscribing. And last but not least, if you have any questions for me about anything we've talked about, then make sure to leave a comment down below. That said, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next video.